Hey Wandra, it's Carl Silva. I want to show you a tutorial real quick on how to edit a open house template that we have in our Canva brand kit. So if you go into Canva and the first page you see is your login page, you can log in however you prefer to log in. For us, we log in with Google, which makes it really easy. So once you log in, it'll bring you to the Canva homepage, and this will show you all of the templates that you specifically have worked on or projects that you have worked on. This will not show you anything that is shared with you by us. So what you'll want to do is go to Projects, and you should have some shared projects, which would be the Marketing Center. Is where I find it, the brand templates. So your open house flyer is going to be here, and you can find everything else in any one of these tabs here. Okay, so what you'll find is the open house, and when it pulls up, you'll hit edit. Actually, I'm sorry, you will probably select make a copy so that you can edit the copy, because it's going to be in a template. So once you get into edit a copy, it's going to come up with a generic blank-ish open house flyer. Now this is already set up for Sheldon, and it has his photo and signature and all his information, as well as his logo here, which isn't included on Johnathan or the rest of the team's flyers. So really all you have to do here is go through a few steps to update the flyer, and that's pretty much it. So the first thing you want to do is to update the information here for the date. So here in month, you would put in something like January for the month. And then for the date, if we wanted to do something like, let's say, the 21st of January, and maybe our showing time is, for this example, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. In that case, you would change this a.m. and you would just make this 12 p.m. and you can make this one 1 p.m. and that's how your date would look. So then you go down to the highlights. You can select up to 6 highlights. That's what I recommend as far as spacing and what looks good. So if you can find 6 highlights, which should be pretty easy given the examples we have here. So you'll want to work backwards, I guess, because the bottom 3 are the ones that you're definitely going to have. So you're really going to have to decide on 3 other ones that are just very specific to the property. So let's say that it's a 3-bed home. You just take the 0 out, put a 3-bath home. Let's put a 4-bedroom home, and let's say that this is about 2,600 square feet. Okay, so that's the property we're going to be showing this weekend. Now the kitchen is also updated with stainless steel appliances, so I can just leave that there. And it did go through a slight remodel, so you can leave that there. But maybe the countertops are special. Maybe they're marble countertops or granite countertops or a really nice quartz solid surface countertop. So let's put quartz countertop here, and we can still use the same logo, or the same graphic rather, because it relates. Now let's say we wanted to change this to something different. Let's say it has a pool. So let's put pool here. And this graphic necessarily doesn't really relate to a pool. So what we're going to want to do is, and this might be the more challenging part, you go here to Elements in the left-hand corner. If you could see where I clicked, right here in the left-hand corner, hit Elements. We're going to want to go to Graphics. And this made it a little bit easier for me because I've already done this type of search. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back to the general search for on Elements, and I'm going to type in lined drawing pool. And you want to always select a line drawing and then whatever it is that you're looking for, such as a pool. That way it gives you a graphic that's much more similar to what we have here. It won't give you something that's more illustrated or a photo or something like that. So if we do a line drawing for the pool and hit enter, let's see what graphics it gives us. We'll select see all. None of this so far is looking sufficient. The water with the volleyball might be okay. There's a swimming pool, but that's probably not the idea we want to give. So let's say swimming pool. Alright, so now we have some more options. We can do this one, which would cater to maybe the relaxation part of having a pool. We could use something like, sorry, I'll make that bigger. So we can use that for relaxation. We could also use something like this to promote working out or exercising in the pool. So there's several different options. You can also choose something like this, but what you want to make sure to do is just change the color. So for me, I think that the most appropriate one is probably this one. It's a square image instead of rectangular, which will match up well with these square graphics here. So like I said, what you want to do is make sure that the color is the right color. So you'll select the image and go up here into the left corner here of the menu and select that color and change that to our branded color, which is hashtag or # 3BC7F4. If you don't already have it here. So if you don't already have it, what you'll want to do is go to document colors, and down here it'll give you a way to input that actual number. And once again, it's 3CB7F4. And if you put that in, it's going to give you the exact color that you need. Hit enter, and now you can replace this graphic with this graphic here. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one, and I'm going to bring this over to the gray so I can see a little bit better. And you'll want to keep it outside of any other elements, such as how I made sure that it got smaller here in this gray area. This makes it easier for you to select the graphic in case you accidentally select off. If it was behind something and you tried to select it, you might end up selecting another element. So you want to make sure that you have and are able to grab this fairly easily. Now it reduced to a pretty good size, but I want to make sure that it matches up completely with the other elements. So you can see it's about twice as big here. I want to reduce the size of this to there so that it's the same width. And then I'm going to move it up to pool to where it's more centered. That's 21 and 21 on each side. And so that's an option for me. However, because of the way the graphic is, with the umbrella sticking out just a little bit further than the water, it does make it look like it's smaller than everything else. So I'm going to expand it just a little bit so it's not so noticeable. And that makes it look a lot more balanced. And the colors are all still the same. Okay. So here's where you'll want to update the street address. So just highlight and retype in the street address. You don't want to change any of the font types here. You don't want to change any of the font sizes or anything here. Just simply click, highlight, and replace whatever text or numbers that are more pertinent to the home that's being shown. Otherwise, the only thing you have left to do is to add the photos that you'd like to use that highlight the home. So in this case, what you'll do is you'll go to the Uploads menu option on the left side here. I'll close this so you're able to see on the left side here, this is the Uploads button. You'll hit Uploads and upload the files from wherever you save them off the MLS. So you'll just want to click however many photos you want to put in, because you can make multiple of these flyers and just have 4, 8, 12 photos that people can look at. So you'll hit open, and that's going to send you to a recognizable upload screen here, where as they finish uploading, they're basically just going to post to this board. This is your upload board. Now, any of these photos can be saved if you plan on reusing anything that you've uploaded. You can click all of those, much like you would in any other photo program like Google, and you can hit the folder button down here in the bottom left corner and select to move it to a specific folder. For example, I'll go into My Projects, go into the Marketing Assets, and then I'll go into some other folder that's maybe property photos, or if it's a logo that you've uploaded, just add it into a folder called Logos. Alright, so I'm not going to move those right now, so they stay here in my uploads. But I will mention that if you do already have things in your folders that you've uploaded because you know you're going to reuse them, they will not show up here in your uploads. These are just uploads that have been unsorted, that have not been sorted. So if you do need to find any photos that you've saved, such as a photo of Sheldon, you'll go into your projects, and up here in the top menu, you'll go to Folders, and then you go to wherever it is you have Sheldon's photos, in this case Agent Photos, and we've got a lot of nice, great photos of Sheldon here. Alright, so just to wrap this up, what we're going to do is go back to Uploads, and we're going to upload our photos. Now the easiest way to do this when you have frames, and these are frames, when you see a illustration of rolling hills and the cloud in the background, these are frames. So these can these are made specifically to accept photos within the frames, squares. So the first thing I'm going to do is instead of clicking on the photo and it just landing on the top of the page, what I'm going to do is instead I'm going to take the photo and drag it directly where I want it, and then it's going to snap right onto that area. So I'm going to highlight the kitchen first there. We'll highlight the front room, or kind of the entry space here. We'll highlight the dining room here, and I noticed that it wasn't centered, so if you double click the image, you can adjust the image. If you'd like to zoom in on the image, you can zoom in. The only thing you can't do is reduce it any smaller than the frame allows. So if I just go as small as I can, it's at the lowest point of the frame and the highest point of the frame. And that's what it'll allow you to do. So let's do something like this. Okay. And then of course we're going to put the pool in, since we're highlighting the pool. And there you go. There's your flyer. So you have 4 nice photos there. You have all the information that you need, the highlights here with the graphics. And you also have the date and the time of the showing and the address of the showing, and any way that they can get in touch with Sheldon. So if you have any questions at all or need any additional help, please let me know. And once again, you'll be able to find this in your team brand or brand kit and under templates, team templates. Have a good day.